Act 5, Scene 1. Rome, a room in the Capitol. Enter Menenius, Cominius, Sicinius, and Brutus. No, I'll not go. You hear what he hath, which was sometimes his general, who loved him in a most dear particular. Called me father, but what of that? Go you that banished him, a mile before his tent, fall down, and knee the way unto his mercy. Nay, if he coy to hear Cominius speak, I'll keep at home.
He would not seem to know me.
You hear?
Yet one time he did call me by my name. I urged our old acquaintance in the drops that we have bled together. Coriolanus! He would not answer to, forbade all names. He was a kind of nothing, titleless, till he had forged himself a name of the fire of burning Rome.
Why so you've made good work. Pair of tribunes that have racked Rome to make coals cheap. Noble memory.
I minded him how royal 'twas to pardon when it was less expected. He replied, it was a bare petition of a state to one whom they had punished.
Very well. Could he say less?
I offered to awaken his regard for his private friends. His answer to me was he could not stay to pick them in a pile of noisome musty chaff. He said 'twas folly for one poor grain or two to leave unburnt and still to nose the offence.
For one poor grain or two. I'm one of those. His mother, wife, his child, and this brave fellow too. We are the grains. You are the musty chaff, and you are smelt above the moon. We must be burnt for you.
Nay, pray be patient. If you refuse your aid in this so never needed help, do not upbraids with your distress. Sure, if you would be your country's pleader, your good tongue, more than the instant army we can make, must stop our countrymen.
Oh, no, I'll not meddle.
Pray you, go to him.
What should I do?
Only make trial what your love can do for Rome towards Marcius.
Well, and say that Marcius returned me as Cominius is returned, unheard, what then? But as a discontented friend, grief-shot with unkindness? Say it be so?
Yet your good will must have that thanks from Rome after the measure as you intended well.
I'll undertake it. I think he'll hear me, yet to bite his lip and hum at good Cominius would much unhearts me. He was not taken well, he had not dined. The veins unfilled, our blood is cold, and then we pout upon the morning. We unapt to give or to forgive when we've stuffed these pipes and these conveyances of blood with wine and feeding. We have suppler souls than in our priest-like fasts. Therefore I'll watch him till he be dieted to my request, and then I'll set upon him.
You know the very road into his kindness, and cannot lose your way.
Oh, good faith, I'll prove him. Speed how it will, I shall have ere long have knowledge of my success.
You'll never hear him.
Not?
I tell you, he does sit in gold, his eye red as 'twould burn Rome, and his injury the jailer to his pity. I kneeled before him. 'Twas very faintly he said, rise, dismiss me thus with his speechless hand. What he would do he sent in writing after me, and what he would not, bound with an oath to yield to his conditions, so that all hope is vain unless his noble mother and his wife, who, as I hear, mean to solicit him for mercy to his country. Therefore let's hence, and with our fair entreaties haste them on.
Act 5, Scene 2. Coriolanus camp outside Rome. Enter Menenius to the watch.
Stay. Whence are you?
Stand and go back.
You guard like men, 'tis well, but By your leave, I am an officer of state and come to speak with Coriolanus.
From whence?
From Rome?
You may not pass. You must return. Our general will no more hear from thence.
You'll see your Rome embraced with fire before you'll speak with Coriolanus.
Good my friends, if you have heard your general talk of Rome and of his friends there, it is lots to blanks. My name hath touched your ears. It is Menenius.
Be it so. Go back. The virtue of your name is not here passable.
I tell thee, fellow, the general is my lover. I have been the book of his good acts, whence men have read his fame unparalleled, happily amplified. For I have ever verified my friends, of whom he's chief, with all the sighs that verity would without lapsing suffer. Nay, sometimes like a bowl unto a subtle ground, I've tumbled past the throw, and in his praise have almost stamped the leasing. Therefore, fellow, I must have leave to pass.
Faith, sir, if you had told as many lies in his behalf as you have uttered words in your own, you should not pass here. No, though it were as virtuous to lie as to live chastely, therefore, go back.
Prithee, fellow, remember my name is Menenius, and always factionary on the party of your general.
Howsoever you have been his liar, as you say you have, I am one that, telling true under him, must say, you cannot pass, therefore go back.
Has he dined, canst thou tell? For I would not speak with him till after dinner.
You are a Roman, are you?
I am, as thy general is.
Then you should hate Rome, as he does. Can you, when you have pushed out your gates the very defender of them, and in a violent popular ignorance given your enemy your shield, think to front his revenge with the easy groans of old women, the virginal palms of your daughters, or with the palsied intercession of such a decayed dotant as you seem to be? Can you think to blow out the intended fire your city is ready to flame in with such weak breath as this? No, you are deceived. Therefore, back to Rome, and prepare for your execution. You are condemned. Our general has sworn you out of reprieve and pardon.
Sirrah, if thy captain knew I was here, he would use me with estimation.
Come, my captain knows not you.
I mean thy general.
My general cares not for you. Back, I say, go, lest I let forth your half-pint of blood. Back! That's the utmost of your having. Back!
Nay, but fellow.
What's the matter?
Now, you companion, I'll say an errand for you. You shall know that I am in estimation. You shall perceive that a Jack Gardant cannot office me from my son Coriolanus. Guess but by my entertainment with him, if thou dost stands, not in the state of hanging, or some death more long in spectatorship and crueler in suffering. Behold, now presently, and swoon what's to come before thee. The glorious gods sit in hourly synod about thy particular prosperity, and love thee no worse than thy old father Menenius does. My son, thou art preparing fire for us. Look thee, here's water to quench it. I was hardly moved to come to thee, but being assured none but myself could move thee, I have been blown out of your gates with sighs, and conjure thee to pardon Rome and thy petitionary countrymen. The good gods assuage thy wrath, and turn the dregs of it upon this varlet here, this who, like a block, hath denied my access to thee.
Away.
How? Away?
Wife, mother, child, I know not. My affairs are servanted to others. Though I owe my revenge properly, my remission lies in Volscian breasts. that we have been familiar, ingrate forgetfulness shall poison rather than pity note how much. Therefore be gone. Mine ears against your suits are stronger than your gates against my force. Yet, for I loved thee, take this along. I rid it for thy sake, and would have sent it. Another word, Menenius, I will not hear thee speak. This man, Aufidius, was my beloved in Rome, yet thou beholdst.
You keep a constant temper.
Now, sir, is your name Menenius?
'Tis a spell you see of much power. You know the way home again.
Do you hear how we are shent for keeping your greatness back?
What cause do you think I have to swoon?
I neither care for the world nor your general. For such things as you, I can scarce think there's any. You're so slight. He that hath a will to die by himself fears it not from another. Let your general do his worst. For you, be that you are long, and your misery increase with your age. I say to you as I was said to. Away.
A noble fellow, I warrant him.
The worthy fellow is our general. He is the rock, the oak not to be windshaken.
Act 5, Scene 3. Outside Coriolanus' tent. Enter Coriolanus and Aufidius.
We will before the walls of Rome tomorrow set down our host. My partner in this action, you must report to the Volscian lords how plainly I have borne this business.
Only their ends you have respected, stopped ears against the general suit of Rome. Never admitted a private whisper. No, not with such friends that thought them sure of you.
This last old man, whom with a cracked heart I have sent to Rome, loved me above the measure of a father, nay, godded me indeed. Their latest refuge was to send him, for whose old love I have, though I showed sourly to him, once more offered the first conditions, which they did refuse and cannot now accept, to grace him only that thought he could do more. Very little I have yielded to, fresh embassies and suits, nor from the state nor private friends hereafter will I lend ear to.
Ah!
Oh, what shout is this? Shall I be tempted to infringe my vow in the same time 'tis made? I will not. My wife comes foremost, then the honored mold wherein this trunk was framed, and in her hand the grandchild of her blood. But out, affection! All bond and privilege of nature, break. Let it be virtuous to be obstinate. What is that courtesy worth? Those doves' eyes which can make gods forsworn? I melt and am not of stronger earth than others. My mother bows as if Olympus to a molehill should in supplication nod. And my young boy hath an aspect of intercession which great nature cries, deny not. Let the Volsces plow Rome and harrow Italy. I'll never be such a gosling to obey instinct, but stand as if a man were author of himself and knew no other kin.
My lord and husband.
These eyes are not the same I wore in Rome.
The sorrow that delivers us thus changed makes you think so.
Like a dull actor now, I forgot my part, and I am out, even to a full disgrace. Best of my flesh, forgive my tyranny, but do not say for that, forgive our Romans. A kiss long as my exile, sweet as my revenge. Now, by the jealous queen of heaven, that kiss I carried from thee, dear, and my true lip hath virgined it e'er since. You, gods, I prate, and the most noble mother of the world, leave unsaluted, sink my knee i' the earth. Of thy duty, of thy deep duty, more impression show than that of common sons.
Oh, stand up, blessed. Whilst no softer cushion than the flint, I kneel before thee, and improperly show duty as mistaken all this while between the child and parent.
What's this? Your knees to me? To your corrected son? Then let the pebbles on the hungry beach fill up the stars. Then let the mutinous winds strike the proud cedars against the fiery sun, murdering impossibility to make what cannot be slight work.
Thou art my warrior. I hope to frame thee. Do you know this lady?
The noble sister of Publicola, the moon of Rome, chaste as the icicle that's curdied by the frost from purest snow and hangs on Dian's temple, dear Valeria.
This is a poor epitome of yours, which is the interpretation of full time may show like all yourself.
The god of soldiers, the consent of supreme Jove, inform thy thoughts with nobleness, that thou mayst prove to shame unvulnerable, and stick to the wars like a great sea mark, standing every flaw and saving those that eye thee.
Your knee, sirrah.
That's my brave boy.
Even he, your wife, this lady, and myself are suitors to you.
I beseech you, peace. Or if you'd ask, remember this before. The thing I have forsworn to grant may never be held by you denials. Do not bid me dismiss my soldiers or capitulate again with Rome's mechanics. Tell me not wherein I seem unnatural. Desire not to lay my rages and revenges with your colder reasons.
Oh, no more, no more. You have said you will not grant us anything, for we have nothing else to ask but that which you deny already. Yet we will ask that if you fail in our request, the blame may hang upon your hardness. Therefore, hear us.
Aufidius and you, Volsces, mark, for we'll hear naught from Rome in private. Your request?
Should we be silent and not speak, our raiment and state of bodies would bewray what life we have led since thy exile. Think with thyself, how more unfortunate than all living women are we come hither, since that sight which should make our eyes flow with joy, hearts dance with comfort, constrains them weep and shake with fear and sorrow, making the mother, wife, and child to see the son, the husband, and the father tearing his country's bowels out. And to pour we thine enmity's most capital, thou barest us our prayers to the God, which is a comfort that all but we enjoy. For how can we, alas, how can we for our country pray whereto we are bound, together with thy victory? Whereto are we bound? Alack, we must lose the country, our dear nurse, or else thy person. Our comfort in the country we must find an evident calamity. Though we had our wish, which side should win? For neither thou must be a foreign recreant be led with manacles through our streets, or triumphantly tread on our country's ruin and bear the palm for having bravely shed thy wife and children's blood. For myself, son, I purpose not to wait on fortune till these wars determine. If I cannot persuade thee, rather to show a noble grace to both parts than seek the end of one. Thou shalt no sooner march to assault thy country than to tread trust to it. Thou shalt not on thy mother's womb that brought thee to this world.
I and mine that brought you forth this boy to keep your name living to time.
He shall not tread on me. I'll run away till I'm bigger, but then I'll fight.
Not of a woman's tenderness to be requires nor child nor woman's face to see. I have sat too long.
Nay, go not from us thus. If it were so, that our request did tend to save the Romans, thereby to destroy the Volsces whom you serve, you might condemn us as poisonous of your honor. No, suit ourselves is that you reconcile them. Make the Volsces, may say, this mercy we have showed. The Romans, this we received, and in each either side give the all hail to thee, and cry, be blessed for making up this peace. Thou knowest, great son, the end of war's uncertain, but this certain, that if thou conquer Rome, the benefit which thou shalt thereby reap is such a name whose repetition will be dogged with curses, whose chronicle thus writ, the man was noble, but with his last attempt he wiped it out, destroyed his country, and his name remains to the ensuing age abhorred. Speak to me, son. Thou hast affected the fine strains of honor to imitate the graces of the gods, to tear with thunder the wide cheeks of the air, and yet to charge thy sulfur with a bolt that should but rive an oak. Why dost now speak? Think'st thou it honorable for a noble man still to remember wrongs? Daughter, speak you. He cares not for your weeping. Speak, thou boy. Perhaps thy childishness will move him more than can our reasons. There's no man in the world was bound to his mother. Yet here lets me prate like one in the stocks. Thou hast never in thy life shown thy dear mother any courtesy. Then she, poor hen, found of no second brood, has plucked thee to the wars and safely home, loaden with honor. Say my requests unjust and spurn me back. But if it be not so, thou art not honest, and the gods will plague thee, that thou restrainst from me the duty which to a mother's part belongs. He turns away. Down, ladies, let us shame him with our knees. To his surname, Coriolanus, longs more pride than pity to our prayers. Down and end. This is the last. So we will home to Rome and die among our neighbors. Nay, beholdst, this boy that cannot tell what he would have, but kneel and holds up hands for fellowship, does reason our petition with more strength than thou hast to deny it. Come, let us go. This fellow had a Volscian to his mother. His wife is in Coriolanus, and his child like him by chance. Yet give us our dispatch. I'm hushed until our city be afire, and then I'll speak a little.
Oh, mother, mother, what have you done? Behold, the heavens do ope. The gods look down, and this unnatural scene they laugh at. Oh, my mother, mother. You have won a happy victory to Rome, but for your son, believe it, oh, believe it. Most dangerously you have with him prevailed, if not most mortal to him. But let it come. Aufidius, though I cannot make true wars, I'll frame convenient peace. Now, good Aufidius, were you in my stead, would you have heard a mother less? Or granted less, Aufidius?
I was moved withal.
I dare be sworn you were. And, sir, it is no little thing to make mine eyes so sweat with compassion. But, good sir, what peace you'll make, advise me. For my part, I'll not to Rome. I'll back with you, and pray you, stand to me in this cause. Oh, mother, wife.
I am glad thou hast set thy mercy and thy honor at difference in thee. Out of that I'll work myself a former fortune.
Aye, by and by. But we will drink together, and you shall bear a better witness back than words, which we, on like conditions, will have countersealed. Come, enter with us. Ladies, you deserve to have a temple built you. All the swords in Italy and her confederate arms could not have made this peace.
Act 5, Scene 4. the capital in Rome. Enter Menenius and Sicinius. See you, yon coin of the capital, yon cornerstone?
Why? What of that?
If it be possible for you to displace it with your little finger, there is some hope the ladies of Rome, especially his mother, may prevail with him. But I say there's no hope in it. Our throats are sentenced and stay upon execution.
It's possible that so short a time can alter the condition of a man.
There's differency between a grub and a butterfly, yet your butterfly was a grub. This Marcius is grown from man to dragon. He has wings. He's more than a creeping thing.
He loved his mother dearly.
So did he me. And he no more remembers his mother than an 8-year-old horse. The tartness of his face sours ripe grapes. When he walks, he moves like an engine, and the ground shrinks before his treading. He is able to pierce a corselet with his eye, talks like a knell, and his hum is a battery. Sits in his state like a thing made for Alexander. What he bids be done is finished with his bidding. He wants nothing but a god, but eternity and a heaven to throne in.
Yes, mercy, if you report him truly.
I paint him as a character. Mark what mercy his mother shall bring from him. There is no mercy in him than there is milk in a male tiger. That shall our poor country find, and all this is long of you.
The gods be good unto us.
Ah, no. In such a case, the gods will not be good unto us. When we banished him, we respected not them, and he returning to break our necks, they respect not us.
Sir, if you'd save your life, fly to your house. The plebeians have got your fellow tribune and hail him up and down, all swearing if the Roman ladies bring not comfort home, they'll give him death by inches.
What's the news?
Good news, good news. The ladies have prevailed. The Volscians are dislodged and Marcius gone. A merrier day did never yet greet Rome. No, not the expulsion of the Tarquians.
Friend, art thou certain this is true? Is most certain?
As certain as I know the sun is fire. Where have you lurked that you make doubt of it? Ne'er through an arch so hurried the blown tide as the recomforted through the gates. Oh, why hark you? The trumpets, sackbuts, psalteries, and fifes, tabors, and cymbals, and the shouting Romans make the sun dance. Hark you!
Well, this is good news. I will go meet the ladies. This Volumnia is worth of consuls, senators, patricians, a city full. Of tribunes such as you, a sea and land full. You have prayed well today. This morning for 10,000 of your throats I'd not have given a doit. Hark how they joy!
First, the gods bless you for your tidings. Next, accept my thankfulness.
Oh, sir, we have all great cause to give great thanks.
They are near the city?
Almost at point to enter.
We'll meet them and help the joy.
Act 5, Scene 5. A street in Rome. Enter 2 senators with Volumnia, Virgilia, and Valeria.
Behold, our patroness, the life of Rome. Call all your tribes together, praise the gods, and make triumphant fires. Strew flowers before them. Unshout the noise that banished Marcius. Repeal him with the welcome of his mother. Cry, welcome, ladies, welcome. Welcome, ladies, welcome.
Act 5, Scene 6. Fulci, the marketplace in Antium. Enter Tullus Aufidius with an attendant.
Go tell the lords of the city I am here. Deliver them this paper. Having read it, bid them repair to the marketplace, where I, even theirs, and in the commons' ears, will vouch the truth of it. Him I accuse the city ports by this hath entered, and intends to appear before the people, hoping to purge himself with words. Dispatch. Most welcome.
How is it with our general?
Even so as with a man by his own alms empoisoned, and with his charity slain.
Most noble sir, if you do hold the same intent wherein you wished us parties, will deliver you of your great danger.
Sir, I cannot tell. We must proceed as we do find the people.
The people will remain uncertain, whilst twixt you there's difference, but the fall of either makes the survivor heir of all.
I know it. And my pretext to strike at him admits a good construction. I raised him, and I pawned mine honor for his truth, who, being so heightened, he watered his new plants with dews of flattery, seducing so my friends, and to this end he bowed his nature, never known before, but to be rough, unswayable, and free.
Sir, his stoutness when he did stand for counsel, which he lost by lack of stooping.
That I would have spoke of. Being banished for it, he came into my hearth, presented to my knife his throat. I took him, made him joint servant with me, gave him way in all his own desires. Nay, let him choose out of my files his projects to accomplish, my best and freshest men. Serve his designments in mine own person, hope to reap the fame which he did end all his, and took some pride to do myself this wrong, till at the last I seemed his follower, not partner. And he waged me with his countenance as if I had been mercenary.
So he did, my lord. The army marveled at it, and in the last, when he had carried Rome, and that we looked for no less spoil than glory.
There was it for which my sinews shall be stretched upon him, and a few drops of women's rue, which are as cheap as lies. He sold the blood and labor of our great action. Therefore shall he die, and I'll renew me in his fall. But hark.
Your native town you entered like a post, and had no welcomes home, but he returns, splitting the air with noise.
And patient fools, whose children he hath slain, their base throats tear with giving him glory.
Therefore, at your vantage, ere he express himself or move the people with what he would say, let him feel your sword, which we will second. When he lies along, after your way is his tale pronounced, shall bury his reasons with his body.
Say no more. Here come the lords.
You are most welcome here.
I have not deserved it, but, worthy lords, have you with heed perused what I have written to you?
We have.
And grieved to hear it. What faults he made before the last, I think, might have found easy fines. But there to end, where he was to begin, and give way the benefits of our levies, answering us with our own charge, making treaty where there was a yielding. This admits no excuse.
He approaches. You shall hear him.
Hail, lords! I am returned your soldier, no more infected with my country's love than when I parted hence, but still subsisting under your great command. You are to know that prosperously I have attempted, and with bloody passage led your wars even to the gates of Rome. Our spoils we have brought home doth more than counterpoise a full third part the charges of the action. We have made peace with no less honor to the Antiots than shame to the Romans, and we here deliver, subscribed by the consuls and patricians, together with the seal of the Senate, what we have compounded on.
Read it not, noble lords, but tell the traitor in the highest degree he hath abused your powers.
Traitor, how now?
Aye, traitor. Marcius.
Marcius?
Aye, Marcius. Caius Marcius. Dost thou think I'll grace thee with that robbery, thy stolen name, Coriolanus, in Coriolanus? You, lords and heads of the state, perfidiously he has betrayed your business and given up for certain drops of salt your city, Rome. I say your city, to his wife and mother, breaking his oath and resolution like a twist of rotten silk, never admitting counsel of a war, but as nurse's tears he whined and roared away your victory, that pages blushed at him, and men of heart looked wondering at each other.
Hearest thou Mars?
Name not the god, thou boy of tears. No more.
Measureless liar, thou hast made my heart too great for what it contains. Boy? Oh, slave! Pardon me, lords, 'tis the first time that ever I was forced to scold. Your judgments, my grave lords, must give this cur the lie, and his own notion, who wears my stripes impressed upon him, that must bear my beating to his grave, shall join to thrust the lie unto him.
Peace both, and hear me speak.
Cut me to pieces, voices. Men and lads, stain all your edges on me. Boy? False hound, if you have writ your annals true, 'tis there that like an eagle in a dovecote I fluttered your Volscians in Coriolanus. Alone I did it. Boy!
Why, noble lords, will you be put in mind of his blind fortune, which was your shame by this unholy braggart for your own eyes and ears?
Let him die for it.
Tear him to pieces. Do it presently. He killed my son, my daughter. He killed my cousin, Marcus. He killed my father.
Peace! Oh, no outrage, peace! The man is noble, and his fame folds in this orb of the earth. His last offences to us shall have judicious hearing. Stand, Aufidius, and trouble not the peace.
Oh, that I had him with 6 Aufidiuses or more, his tribe, to use my lawful sword.
Insolent villain!
Kill!
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 Hold! Hold, hold, hold!
My noble masters, hear me speak.
Oh, Tullus,
Thou hast done a deed whereat valor will weep.
tread not upon him. Masters, all be quiet. Put up your swords.
My lords, when you shall know, as in this rage, provoked by him, you cannot. The great danger with this man's life did owe you. You'll rejoice that he is thus cut off. Please it your honors to call me to your senate. I'll deliver myself your loyal servant, or endure your heaviest censure.
Bear from hence his body, and mourn you for him. Let him be regarded as the most noble course that ever herald did follow to his urn.
His own impatience takes from Aufidius a great part of blame. Let's make the best of it.
My rage is gone, and I am struck with sorrow. Take him up. Help 3 of the chiefest soldiers. I'll be one. Beat thou the drum that it speak mournfully. Trail your steel pikes, though in this city he hath widowed and unchilded many a one, which to this hour bewail the injury, yet he shall have a noble memory. Assist!
We hope you enjoyed our reading of Coriolanus. Let's bring back our players. Jason Rennie, Christopher Carbo, Taylor Marr, Sasha Venn, Megan Wells, Ron Dorn, Chris Klein, Richard Connolly, Emily Vasilis, Elizabeth Juvenal, Logan Chase, Emily Redmond Hall, Kimberly Keogh, and I'm Mary Carrick. Join us next time for All's Well That Ends Well. Good night.